This chiropractor is kind of a piece of shit. You got played, but you also played the game. You kind of knew what you were doing.
Blame the caller. Bold strategy, Jody.
I'm only
I like it.
Hey, also, fuck you, Jody. You know what I mean?
Listen,
Trump said he will sign it into law that says it will become a federal crime to create deepfake AI material without consent.
I played around with that.
What kind of images you've created?
Put myself in a wedding dress, and then I went to like in a bikini. All those Jodys are hot. Like
Yeah.
I'd all of those Jodys.
Hell yeah.
When somebody says that's me, I'm gonna be like, damn straight it is. I'm willing to show you.
Why you even started with Ozempic?
I mean, everyone in our office, it felt like, was using it. And so I went back to my same doctor this Saturday morning, and he was in shock because both eyes had diminished, but one had gone down by 5 degrees. Truthfully, I've invested over $1,000 in that prescription.
There are so many people out there that don't give a they just want to lose the weight.
We got a very special. This is episode number 2 of LA Hardly Legal.
Boom.
How we feeling?
We're
How
on
we feeling?
Sunset. I'm ready. Rock.
I love it. We got Ben Morrison here today. We got Jody Miller here today.
And I am hardly legal.
Oh,
I mean, like, hey, hello. This is a totally different podcast. Like,
It's all of your ex-boyfriends calling in on the call.
they're hardly
Yeah,
legal.
yeah,
Trust me.
mhm.
They're like, yeah.
we actually called the show originally Barely Legal, and YouTube hated that.
Yeah.
We got shadow banned. So now we're Hardly Legal.
Barely legal is a category on Pornhub.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that's what you were going for with the innuendo. I thought.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. We're speaking the same language.
I know.
It's coming in hot.
I just love to just point out. Yeah. You
Okay.
point.
All right. I'm married, ma'am. I need you to calm. I need you to bring it down. You're at a 10. I need you to bring it down to a 6. No, I'm kidding.
I'm going to bring it up
Wait,
to an 11
question.
now.
No.
Why'd you guys think barely legal was a good idea? Everyone knows that's a porn
Yes,
term.
everyone knows.
I thought we would get extra traffic. I thought people would be looking.
That's actually smart. No. That is actually smart. That is very smart.
You want to get so close to the line that you get the traffic
Wait,
without the
hold on.
violation, but
Yeah.
then when we saw cannot search for this child porn
Hold
warning,
on.
we were like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
god, we
Josh
gotta
literally
change it.
thought some gooning guys like, oh, I can't wait to rub one out to some dirty porn. But you know what? I've actually found this legal pod, so I think I'm going to sit and listen to comedians break down legal troubles for an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
In hindsight, it was a mistake,
Right, it's fair.
and I own that. And everyone makes mistakes, but you know what? That actually is a great transition to our caller.
does.
So first off, this is going to be before we set up the caller and bring them on. Have you guys ever been in a car accident?
Yes.
How was that?
It's so much fun. Let
Yeah.
me tell you guys about it. Oh my god! Like I was like, oh, when can this happen again? No, I've been in a few. But the biggest one was I was like hit from behind. It was a van that hit 3 cars, totaled the 3 that hit, and then they hit me.
Wow.
And then I was the last. But I had like an SUV, and I barely had any damage. But I still got the insurance money
Okay.
because you know
Yeah, you
why
got
not,
to.
right?
Yeah.
of course.
Because I was really upset.
This next call is going to be about a bad chiropractor experience,
Oh.
or maybe a bad lawyer. There's someone is bad here, and we're going to get the bottom of it.
Bad
Caller.
chiropractor is also a category on Pornhub. I don't know if you guys know that.
The most bad chiropractor.
Yeah.
It is on Instagram. Have you seen it on
Crack this.
Instagram?
What? No.
Okay,
The bad
but we're gonna bring the
chiropractor?
caller on right now. But right before we bring them on, there's Instagram where what they're always constantly trying to do adult videos, but get away with it on Instagram. And so what they'll do is like it used to be like casting couch as like the beginning of an adult scene, but now what they'll do is it'll look like a regular chiropractor video, and then it just gets really inappropriate. So you're like, that's not what we should be doing. That's not the right way to bend that lady. Like, and he's just like, his face is all up in her, her.
But
her
you don't
nether
know. It
regions.
could be the right way to bend a lady. It depends what she's looking for.
The first time I saw it, I was like, wow, I didn't know chiropractors were cool. But then like the second time I saw it, I was like, chiropractors aren't that cool. I clicked on the link and then they wanted my credit card. And I was like, I now know what this is.
Did you go home to your wife and you're like, honey, let's play chiropractor?
No, I called my insurance up and I was like, I want a better chiropractor. Like,
Bend me.
all right, let's see. Caller, are you able to hear us? Caller, are you on the line?
There we go.
Hi, caller.
Hi.
We got 2 callers. We got a couple here.
Yes.
Okay, we need to come up with a fake name for them.
Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and
Bonnie and
Clyde.
Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I'm actually related to Clyde of Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Really?
All right. Then
Wow.
that was spot
Yeah,
on.
for
Good
real.
job, Bill. All right.
Well, we're gonna call you Bonnie, and we're gonna call your partner Clyde. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
So you were in some type of accident, and you had a lawyer and a chiropractor involved, and now you're upset. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So they, out of the $30,000 that they won, they are asking for
85% of it, basically. So she got into like a hit and run with this guy outside of a concert venue. And we chased him down, got the, license plate and everything. And my wife decided to go with this lawyer that was recommended to her by the body shop while she was there. And so she went through with them, went through all of the, standard legal stuff. They sent her to a chiropractor, and they insisted that they use her chiropractor. And I knew kind of right away that it was kind of phony baloney when she was telling me, because she was like, yeah, there's so many pictures of famous people on the wall with this chiropractor. And I'm like, that's got to be a bad sign. There's no way.
What kind of famous people
but-
though? Like
Yeah.
famous people with good posture? Like what kind of famous person exudes chiropractoring?
Are we talking A-list or
Yeah.
like kind of like, Disney Channel?
Or
youth?
80s celebrities or
there were a lot of soccer players. I wouldn't be able to name them. And then there was also
It was like Deion Sanders was one of them.
and
Oh.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe was one of them.
Oh.
Oh.
Let's get
You know,
Tony on the
Hinchcliffe
phone.
goes
I'm
back
Yeah.
give him a
somebody
call
serving
right
all
now.
his tracks,
Was this guy real, Tony? Okay, so you go into the chiropractor office. There's a little question, but did you get treated, Bonnie?
Yeah, so I did a x-ray the first day, and then after that it would be like maybe a 5-minute meeting tops, where he cracks my back and my neck, and then out of all that time, that the 5 minutes I'm sitting there, I get it done, and then I sit in like a massage chair for like 2 minutes.
Like
Oh,
a
they didn't even actually massage you as a massage chair.
like a Planet Fitness chair?
Like the chairs at the
yeah,
airport.
yeah.
The chairs at the airport
But
before you
not
get
that
on.
nice.
Okay.
Not as nice as the Planet Fitness.
How many times did you go to the chiropractor?
Yeah, I actually just got the invoice today.
He was
Okay,
like,
but how many times did you go physically?
I think like 10.
Okay.
yeah, we counted out because they sent her like a notification to her phone every time,
Mhm.
and we counted out all of the confirmed notifications that she was there, and it was like 12.
Now you said, go ahead, Ben.
Well, the question is was the intent behind going to the chiropractor like to be able to show active treatment for a court case, or was it going for actual?
Yeah,
I mean, of course, it was
everything
for
that I
physical
did-
therapy, but I'm guessing it was to
Right.
document that you'd been going. You needed to go to a chiropractor over and over.
Yeah, basically they all said it would get me more money in the case.
Did it? Do you think
Do I think?
that it did wind
That it
up
would.
getting you more money?
I don't know, because we kind of did the big job of finding the guy
Well, now let me
Yeah,
let me
we
jump.
and getting him to
Yeah.
admit it was his fault.
Let me
And then after that point, we got the lawyer.
let me jump in for 1 second because we did a little bit of pre-calling on this. I think it's hard, and that's why we do this show. Honestly, like not to act like we're the best people in the world, but I've never seen us and Batman in the same room. It's hard. It's hard to understand the whole process, and it's like, oh, this person's treating me. I expect them to be taking care of me. Oh, this lawyer is representing me. I expect them to be taking care of me. But I don't want to call it a chop shop, but there's a lot of bad players. There's a lot of bad players that are in the car accident game and the insurance game. Also, the insurance companies are really bad people too. Like it's
I know exactly what you're talking about because I've definitely been there. And after you have an accident, you're sort of in shock. And when people are telling you to do something and it seems like, okay, this is really easy, I'll go to that body shop. You're not thinking, clearly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you go there. I've been in accidents, like I was hit, like not like the accident that I was talking about earlier, but somebody just like hit me really quickly and drove off and then stopped and then gave me a card to a body shop. And they did take care of it, but it was very shady. It was very shady, but I was like, okay. But I know that other people have done the same thing, and that body shop has totally screwed them over.
It's also a little weird that your body shop has a lawyer they recommend. It's just not the most like, you know how it is at the country club when the mechanic and the lawyer build a deep relationship over professional ethics and duties. Also, like, there's a lot of jokes about lawyers that have a lot of truth in them. Yeah,
there are. I've never heard one in my life.
So I want to ask this. I want to ask this, Bonnie. Did in the 10 or 12 times that you went, did you actually feel any better? That's a no.
I have a better question. Did you need to go to the chiropractor?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
Well,
they told you to go to the
I
chiropractor.
think how would she know? How would she know if she needed to go or not?
Did
That's why I asked, did you feel better?
Did you feel like you needed to go to the chiropractor?
Oh, no.
Oh, all right.
This is a safe place. And look, it's intuition here. Look, you never see me in Batman, the world's greatest detective in the same room. But what we have here is, you said the word won earlier. You said that your lawyers won $30,000. And I understand why you would use that language, but what really happened here was this was policy limits, wasn't it?
It did say that was the maximum amount allowed by the insurance company.
Yeah. So a lot of times what happens here is you have a law firm that, I'm just going to say chop shop. They do a lot. They do a lot of accidents. And so you're not really a person to them. You're just a number and a spreadsheet. And so they go, hey, here's the formula. And there is a formula. There's kind of generally accepted formulas. And it's usually a third, a third, a third. And at the end of the day, they're going to try to get a third towards medical bills, a third to the lawyer, and a third to the client. The problem here is they didn't think it was going to be policy limits. And so you have more. So you said 85%. So what is the amount that they want you to go home with of that 30,000?
Around 5,000.
So let's break down the math here. There's 30,000. You're getting 5. How much is supposed to be going to the chiropractor?
Yeah.
So even there, the math's kind of fishy, because when you break it down, right? So they're claiming that they get 42%, which comes out to like $12,000. You take our 5,000, right, and that puts us at 17,000. We've got 13,000 missing, and the invoice that they've given us is only for $8,366.
Dun dun dun.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. The invoice from the chiropractor is for almost 5,000.
The lawyer and the chiropractor
less?
billing separately, right?
Yes, and so it doesn't add up either way. I feel like there's like $5,000 at least missing from the equation here, because if they get 42% and this guy's only invoicing us $8,000, then
Who's this guy?
Like
You're using a lot of pronouns right now.
So sorry.
The chiropractor.
The chiropractor invoiced $8,000.
So that would shake down
and
to
the lawyer is claiming that they're only taking $12,000, basically based on their percentage at least.
I'm ready to give advice. Are you ready to give advice? I'm
No, not yet. I got one more question. So the total amount of the invoice from the chiropractor was $8,000 for 10 to 12 visits. That it sounds like were a few minutes, maybe 15 minutes at the most.
That's a very expensive
I'm
chiropractor.
I'm not a math Asian, but that is an insane rate.
That's
for
ridiculous. And I go to a very expensive chiropractor. I'm not going to lie. He's in Burbank, and he's really expensive.
How expensive?
He's really expensive. He's like $200, but he is a god. I mean, he puts his hand on you, and I'm not even kidding you. It's like hot, and you feel taller, and you have an orgasm. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think I saw this on Instagram after I put my credit card information.
But you know what? Worth every penny.
Yeah.
I mean,
I knew I'd recognize you
yes,
from a video.
Yes, that's me from the. No, he's a good chiropractor.
Are you jumping jack Jody?
I am. Oh my god. I'm twisted, Jody. Fun box, Jody. No, I'm just saying he's very expensive for your initial visit, but he's like the real deal. But even that, I mean, that's,
So it sounds like what you've just described is that the God chiropractor from Burbank charges something like 5 times less than
the chair chiropractor.
Question,
the
airport about
Planet Fitness.
What was your chiropractor's name?
Dr. Tim.
Dr.
Tim?
Tim. Okay. Yeah.
I want to go to Dr. Tim tomorrow.
I have a question about this chiropractor invoice. Was it... did it break down what the costs were for, or is it just a lump sum of $8,000?
It does break it down.
So it breaks it down. There's a couple of big ones, like the initial Yeah, like the initial one with the X-ray, and then for some other visit, he decides to charge $1,700 for outpatient visit evaluation, management of establishment patient, including medically appropriate examination.
I got this. I'm so ready to finish this. Okay. All right. So first off, what advice would you guys give as comedians before we do the boring lawyer advice? What do you feel is going on here, Jody?
I mean, I feel like you guys, you got played, but you also played the game. You kind of knew what you were doing.
Blame the caller. Bold strategy, Jody.
I'm only
I like it. I like it.
Listen, I'm only saying that because.
Hey, also, fuck you, Jody. You know what I mean?
Listen, okay, you're absolutely right. Listen, I know that $1,700. No, I'm working with that chiropractor. I actually work for him. No, I'm saying that because I've been where you guys have been.
Doesn't sound bad.
I have actually been where you've been, where it seems really like, okay, let's just do this, and we'll all make a little cash, and also this guy hit me, so it doesn't feel, you know what I mean. But so you played the game and you lost a little bit. And,
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, it sounds like you knew full well you were getting into a Better Call Saul situation by calling, a lawyer a graduate of Phil's Auto Body Law School.
I'd say too far. I want to defend the
here's
caller.
Here's my question. Like, I'm sure you got the lawyer and you were like, okay, cool, this guy clearly will get us some money, but then weren't anticipating the chiropractor he's in bed with to basically work over injury.
Yeah, this guy. Look. Everyone wants to win.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to win. It's you said play the game. I think that's fair. You said Better Call Saul. That's starting to get. I don't even think he was a real lawyer for most of that show. Like, I think he was faking his law license or something. Or I didn't.
Better Call Saul.
Watch the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that like the N-word for you guys?
It kind of is. Honestly, I bristled. I was like, with an R.
You get very angry.
I think the worst person here is the chiropractor, actually. I actually think he is the worst. I think the lawyers, they do what they do. The body shop, they do what they do.
Yep.
This chiropractor is kind of a piece of shit.
Yup. I want to say,
Go ahead.
and I'm bigger than Bill, so I'm going to do it. If it was a Zoom podcast, we might have both been talking.
I know karate. Okay.
He doesn't, or math.
No.
It's weird kind of Asian. Okay, so you're supposed to have a lawyer that's an advocate. I put the most blame here on the lawyer, the person whose job is to professionally do this, who is going around, I'm just going to call a spade, giving wads of cash to mechanics and being like, hey, send your cases here, which is not legal. There's no reason a mechanic would know a good lawyer. Mechanics shouldn't have any concept of what a good lawyer is.
Really?
No, not a good lawyer. How do you tell the difference? Like, look, I don't speak French. Ask me who my favorite French poet is. I don't know. I don't speak French. So tell me how this mechanic can tell the difference between Saul Goodman and the guy from Suits that everyone says, Harvey Specter.
Can I play devil's advocate for 1 second? Because I actually do know really good personal injury attorneys that actually do work with mechanics, because a mechanic happened to be like, he meets this lawyer and he's like, oh yeah, I've got this client who was hit by a car. He sends him, and then they establish a relationship.
Sure.
I believe there are some mechanics out there that might know some good lawyers.
I think that does happen, but I'm cheating because I have the whole story.
Oh, right.
It's not just that one piece that I'm basing this off of.
Right.
I'm basing this off the whole change. There was a mechanic who knows a guy. The guy's really good. Well, does the guy even look at the insurance policy first and see there's policy limits?
Right.
No. They just start trumping it up. And they have this relationship with the chiropractor where the chiropractor is doing all these extra services. A lot of lawyers that are advocating for the client, they don't want to overextend themselves with excess treatment, right? It's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. It's an advocate.
So can I jump in?
The lawyer's supposed to, this is common practice, the lawyer's supposed to argue with that chiropractor and bring that price down for them. So that is that lawyer's job.
Let me make sure I understand, and maybe you guys can fill in one little gap here, and then I'm gonna have to do something I very much don't want to do. But
I agree with
you got $5,000 from the attorneys. That's what they wanted to give you, and it's out of $30,000.
Yeah.
What did the lawyers say the chiropractor bill was?
They didn't give an exact. The only exact number that they gave
is that I would be walking away with around 5.
Well, it's in the contract that it's 42% is their take. And then they told Esther 5. Those were the only two solid numbers that the lawyers gave.
Okay.
They did blame everything else on medical expenses.
I was right. I was right the whole time.
So here's the thing. I do have to agree with Josh that I think the lawyers are the most in the wrong here, because I bet when you look at the breakdown that you got from the lawyers or you did the math, it wasn't actually $8,000. That wasn't the actual amount that the lawyers were charging as the medical expenses.
Yeah.
And here's the other part I will say is that normal people get referrals to lawyers all the time. Right. And so you're going to go to someone and you're going to be like, hey, they're going to be all right. Like, hey, they have a good rating.
Right.
Hey, they look like they're good. And even other lawyers have a hard time really evaluating. Like, there was a point when in my 30-person law firm where not a single one of the other attorneys had ever seen me in court. Yeah. Right. So how are they going to be able to evaluate them? Whether or not they know it from other clients or the results or whatever. And so most of these law firms will be able to get some kind of result. Did they get money for the clients? Did they get some good reviews? That kind of thing. And most likely you didn't go to this law firm and go, oh, well, like, I think that 1-star Google review is fine. Right. They probably had some kind of good rating. And that's what the ethics rules are there for, is because the lawyers are supposed to be, as Josh said, your advocate. And so if they're going to come in there and do funny math and they're going to put you with a chiropractor that you really shouldn't be in, and maybe you needed to get some treatment, maybe they needed to look at you. It's always good to look at a medical professional. But at the end of the day, if the crazy math here and the crazy bills ultimately get you only $5,000, then that is a problem. Though I will say I agree a little bit with Ben that, you know, you're in a little bit with Jody, you're playing the game and we're all trying to get a little bit, and that's okay because it's an adversarial system.
So like
It's built that way.
So what? So that's all they can't do anything, right?
No.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here, baby.
All right, let's
I
hear.
put the hardly and hardly legal.
Okay.
Bill's a very good lawyer, and he thinks like a lawyer. And I'm somewhere between a good lawyer
And an assassin.
and someone who gets shit done. So here's what you're going to do, okay? You're going to tell your lawyer, first off, because it's a chop shop, the machinery works by processing many, many claims. They have a whole system. They've made calculations. You're going to say, no, we're not signing, no. And then they're going to say, why? And you're going to say, this doesn't make any sense. I talked to multiple people. They said industry standard is a third, a third, a third. You didn't give us any warnings. I followed your advice. You need to find a way for me to get to a third. And they're going to say, oh, well, the contract, you should have known. I'm like, okay, I'm not signing. I'm going to chat GPT how to make a bar complaint. And then I'm going to chat GPT how to make I don't know, whatever. Do chiropractors even have a medical board? They're fake doctors.
They have a
They're
medical
not
board.
real doctors.
They do have a board.
I'm going to go to whatever fake doctor body governs you, and I'm going to make a Yelp review, and I'm going to say,
Just tell them you're making an adjustment to the deal.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're going to crack your knuckles. You're going to walk up there. You're going to say, listen, I've been to way cleaner Planet Fitnesses than this chop
Yes.
shop. Yeah. And here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to go, oh, look, we did the numbers again in 12,000.
Right, and then you're going to take that money and you're going to buy one of those chairs for your home,
Oh yeah.
and then you're going to charge other people. You're going to charge other people to come over when they get into a car accident.
Yeah.
And sit in your chair.
And honestly, I don't know how progressive your marriage is, Bonnie and Clyde, but I think you owe it to yourself to take a little bit of that settlement, fly out to LA and meet Tim.
Yes,
Dr. Tim.
Dr.
Dr. Tim. I mean, that is the thing. And
recommended.
yes, the most recommended. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you know, first and foremost, we're sorry you got in this accident, and good on you, Clyde, for chasing down
Yes.
the driver. You guys did
Yeah.
do so much of the work here, and that's awesome that you guys are able to come together on this and to be getting it done. But I agree with Josh. There's some levers to be able to be pulled here, some buttons to push to get a little bit more money out of this. And look, the worst thing that could happen is they come back and they give you a really cogent response that makes a lot of sense, and you go, okay, fine, this is all right. But more likely than not, what's going to happen is you're going to come back with some additional money, and again, money that you deserve.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're not the bad guy here. You didn't hit your car. Someone else did.
that's right.
You didn't do a bad job of lawyering. Your lawyer did.
Here's my question: if they tracked the guy down and got an admission of guilt out of this perpetrator, is that the right word?
Sure, perpetrator. The
Yeah.
perp.
Did they need to go get a lawyer and a chiropractor if they had the evidence in hand?
So they wouldn't, but then they'd have to represent themselves pro se, by themselves, without a lawyer. It's more likely that when an insurance company is thinking about how to pay, they have these elaborate matrices about who to pay, whatever. If you are pro se, you are like getting the bottom tier of every single consideration. The adjuster undoubtedly knows 1,000 times more because they're doing 10 of these a day, right? So they're going to end up arguing it down. You file one thing wrong, your case goes to zero. You have no value. So it is good to get an attorney to be able to help you even with these kind of relatively lower amounts because it actually means something to the folks who are doing it. But yeah, at the end of the day, these are some levers you can push. I think it's really important. Push those. We're going to send you some resources to be able to help you with that, kind of a little bit guidance, a little bit of language, folks that have been in these kinds of situations, so that you can go in there confidently armed to say, hey, we want a little bit more of this pie that you're giving us the tiniest little slice of, and we'd like just a few more crumbs.
We're a tiny podcast, but we're the people's podcast.
Yeah.
You need help.
Thank you, guys.
Your lawyer messing up, your chiropractor being a chiropractor, he not a real doctor. You call us. We take care of you. Here.
Thank you.
All right. Caller, do you feel like you were heard today?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much for hearing us and, taking the call and taking some time to give us some advice about it because, otherwise it would have really just been me and ChatGPT trying to get this done,
Yeah.
I can't even, and I don't even know how to say ChatGPT.
Well,
all right. Thanks, Bonnie and Clyde.
You get some rest, man. You need it. That sounds like
Good luck.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
All
y'all.
right, thanks, guys.
All right. How'd you feel about the bad chiropractor / is it a bad chiropractor story or a bad lawyer story?
It's a little
What do
bit
you
of
guys
both.
feel?
I'm not going to lie. It's a little
Yeah.
bit of both because the chiropractor came up with those invoices. He's obviously done that before. What is that, $1,700 for like walking in the door? It's like, this is assessment. Like, I think it's both. I think that chiropractor and that lawyer work together
Cahoots.
in tandem. 1,000%.
And here's the thing. Remember, if $30,000 is the policy limits and you only had $2,000 in medical expense, then there's more to split, both for the lawyer and for the individual, right? So are they ever going to see, are Bonnie and Clyde ever going to see this plaintiff's lawyer again? The chances are very little.
Yep.
Are Bonnie and Clyde's chiropractor going to work with Bonnie and Clyde's lawyer more often in the future? Yes. So that kind of incestuous relationship is something that can get abused, sometimes unintentionally, but oftentimes more intentionally.
Did she need to go to 10 sessions to be able to qualify for whatever medical treatment?
This is why the legal profession and the medical profession both have ethics rules as opposed to most other professions, right? Is because there's so much judgment call and is this right, is this not right, that you have to have these external restrictions to say you've got to be doing right by your patient. But I think all of us sitting here none of us are doctors, mostly to my mother's chagrin that I'm not, but hey, we all sat here and said this is either the absolute 10 times better than every other chiropractor in the fucking world,
Right. Yeah.
or someone's doing a little funny math here.
If you're paying a chiropractor $1,700 a session or whatever it was, you deserve a happy ending. I think at
Yes.
that point.
More than that. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and undoubtedly other clients have come back and said, no way, this is out of control. We need to do a little bit more. And I'm sure that's built into their math. So lawyers send over the number. This is how high it is. Oh, we got to chisel it down to 5. You're still 4 times more expensive than the next other chiropractor. And, that's a bad situation.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we don't usually shoot out in LA. I'm very happy to be here. We just flew in today. The weather's amazing. We get to do
Amazing. Yes.
incredible comics,
Yes.
real comics,
Yeah.
LA comics, not
Real.
like these fake Texas comics.
I'd love to have you guys out to Texas.
But I am a fake chiropractor.
Your chiropractor's fake?
No, I am a fake chiropractor. I'm a real
Yes.
comic, but I'm also a fake chiropractor.
Can you
Oh.
jump
I
on
can
Ben's
adjust
back
it.
until
I can
it
adjust
cracks?
him. I can adjust
yeah.
it. Yeah.
You can adjust Ben?
I can adjust him.
She's like a
I don't believe
a Thai
you.
lady on my back.
I don't think you could adjust Ben.
I can easily adjust Ben.
Can
prove
we
it.
see
$1,700.
Well, this just took a turn.
$1,700.
Welcome to Barely Legal. We've switched the show. We're back to Barely Legal. Yeah, we're back in the air. We're
Plot twist.
Everyone's
I'm
got a
Dr.
price.
Tim.
His hands are God. They're heat.
He's really good at role play. That's why we like him here on the show.
Thank you very much.
Is there what's the male AI? I need a male AI for his fake name. I was going to say Siri, but then he was very
Jarvis.
masculine.
Jarvis.
Yeah, we're going to call him Jarvis.
Oh, Jarvis. Okay.
To ask my guests, right? Have you played with AI yet?
Like, what kind of play?
I have. Oh, my bad.
You're
Jarvis.
No, it's okay. Jarvis.
Jesus, Jarvis.
Jarvis is
what do you mean,
super
like,
lifelike.
I mean,
GBT's
geez,
pretty
wow,
chatty
it's
there.
Yeah.
What do you mean played? Like just,
What have you done with AI that you're willing to share on YouTube?
Oh, I've asked it to shorten my Instagram post description or my podcast. Yeah, I've done stuff like that. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
I might have asked it if I'm going to die alone, but that was just once.
Ben, have you used AI?
Yeah, image generation,
Oh, yeah, I've done that too.
YouTube descriptions, feeding it a transcript, give me a description. I haven't dived in as much as maybe I should have
It's totally fair.
Are you willing to describe what kind of images you've created?
Yes.
I'm willing to show you.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
all
just
right.
you as a naked lizard.
And how do I look?
Real good.
Do I need Ozempic?
Yeah, it's you getting adjusted by Dr. Tim.
Oh God, that look of smile on my face, just pure bliss. Heat hands. I love it. I love it. So what we've got calling on, we're going to talk to the caller a little bit about this, but we have an issue related to image generation.
Yeah.
And what the problems that can come out of that. So
Jarvis, tell us about how AI has been bad for you.
Yeah, so I am involved with a nonprofit organization that's big in the local art community. And I actually came in to kind of replace the director role that this person I'm going to talk about had. And so this all started coming out, and I was aware and made known to it in the past couple of months, but apparently it happened last year, maybe even a year ago. And this former director apparently used AI to generate nude images of people in the community, unsure of if there were any like fellow co-workers, but the knowledge I have is he distributed and created these nude images. And I was wondering if there were any legal actions or what the implications of this, kind of new kind of issue.
Quick question. Were the nude images, given that this was an artist community, was the intent artistic expression, or was it to get rocks off?
Most likely the latter.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do one of you?
But I can't attribute, what is art,
Jarvis, was there one of you?
Not to my knowledge. I don't think this person knew me at this point when this was happening.
I think if someone made a nude AI of me, I would withhold my outrage until I saw what kind of wood it had been given. Yeah, it's like, what? Hey. Okay, carry on. That's accurate, right?
I was angry at first.
I played around with that, the gym, like the image, and I put myself in a wedding dress, and then I went to like in a bikini, and then I did yacht Jody, and then I did business Jody, and that Jody all those Jodys are hot. Like I'd fuck all of those Jodys.
Hell yeah.
I want to live those Jodys. I mean, the body was like crazy. I mean, really good. So if take those clothes off and somebody says that's me, I'm gonna be like, damn straight it is.
Yeah, I feel like the AI has to be given prompts to make you ugly. It starts off making us all just a little sexier.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah,
that's how they get us to use the AI.
Yeah,
if we used AI and it was like front camera,
right?
Like,
yes.
It's like oh, it's horrible.
I would not be using it.
Yeah, I was like, AI, make an image of me, and then I was like, oh, that's so ugly, and then I was like, realized I hadn't uploaded anything to AI, and I was just looking at a photo.
It's actually just a blank screen. You're seeing your own reflection.
Just a mirror.
Yeah, that's it.
So getting back to the caller.
Yeah, so Jarvis, what are you concerned with? Are you just kind of interested in like what are the legalities around deepfake AI porn of people that are real?
Yeah, so to my knowledge, I mean, these were unconsensually made and distributed. I know there's been some precedent for this, but in terms of implications for within our organization, if there's any kind of recourse, if we are a 501c3 nonprofit, if that changes anything, what can we do? We kicked him out, but
it's tough. I'll give Bill the last word on this.
Let me just ask one more question. Do you
word.
know whether these were made at work or not at work? You may not know.
Not sure.
He's
not
like, hey,
sure.
we're doing new headshots. You know what? You know what, Jarvis, your shirt's in the way. Can you just take that off and then we'll get us for the website.
So let me just dive in a little bit on this on the legal side, unless Josh, you wanted to cover something else.
Well, I just wanted to say before Bill did, I think what's going to be a very healthy analysis. This is where it's very hard to make laws. The laws are very good at like theft, murder. Because like 100 years ago, theft looked pretty similar to most theft now, and murder looked basically exactly the same. This is something where it's very hard for lawmakers to anticipate what technology is going to be able to do. We don't even really understand it, and laws take a lot of time to make, and this technology is changing fast. So this is going to be tough. This is emerging, Bill's going to give us a clean answer, though.
So let's talk first on the criminal side. There are a number of states that actually have specific deepfake AI computer-generated sexual content, and it all keys around whether it's consensual or not. So as you have this whole First Amendment issue, right? If a couple decides they want to go ahead and make some images of themselves, let's say before AI, they were going to take a picture of themselves or shoot a video of themselves, right? And as this technology's evolved, now it's can someone make images of themselves? And by and large, the laws allow you to do that. But where they turn on is whether you're doing it non-consensually or without consent. And so most states have criminal I'd say probably 15 states right now make it a crime to be able to do that. In fact, it's even expanded.
Did we find out what state they're in?
What state are you in, caller?
Texas.
Okay, so in Texas, it's a Class A misdemeanor on the criminal side to unlawfully create or distribute a deepfake video that appears to depict a person engaged in sexual conduct or with intimate parts exposed. Interesting. A very interesting part. There are other states where it's a felony. There are some where, depending on what you're showing, it's a misdemeanor or if it's a sexual act or not. Almost every state has a law that says at this point that if you computer generate child sexual abuse material, which used to be called child porn, now called CSAM, if you create CSAM, it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, there's no consent available. It is impossible. If you create it, even if it's fake, it's not even a real kid, right? Problem, right? Because I think as a society, we've all agreed that this is a big problem. You don't even want to get into it. Whereas with adults, you start getting into this like free speech, First Amendment, personal rights issue. But doing it not consensually is a crime in a lot of states. And the federal government is right now about to pass a law. It's gone through the House. It's waiting for the Senate. Trump said he will sign it into law that says it will become a federal crime to create deepfake AI sexual material without consent.
And I have one more question for the caller. So what was ultimately done with the images, and did they directly cause a line of distress?
For the first question, I'm not sure what was done with the images. They were distributed, so once it's out there, it's out there. So I did have a question about that. Like, so creation is a misdemeanor. What about distribution and any damages? Because yes, there was distress, not only trauma caused and emotional distress, but this is a tight-knit community that does work with each other, and if they lost work due to this, what can they do about it?
Maybe even bring in like generalized harassment claims as like a civil tort instead of going after the.
So this is exactly the line of thinking that a lot of states they're looking at and they're going, motherfuckers, we don't want to have to pass a new law. Like, this is fucking wrong. One of those ways is sexual harassment. The other way is intentional infliction of emotional distress, IIED. Most states have that as a common law claim. Like, if you go around just fucking with people and causing them real mental trauma, that's a problem. So a lot of states have said, okay, passing around fake porn of people, hey, guess what? That's a problem. Now, you do have to show that it actually distressed you. So, like, if someone sends around one of, Ben with a larger than average member, and he's like,
would that distress you?
This is awesome, right?
Would that be distressing?
No, that's aspiration.
Right.
Okay,
See, so then you're going to fail one of the essential elements, right? You're not going to really have any damages, but most people will. So that generalized attack is very good. There are a number of states. I don't believe Texas is, but we'll find that resource and send it to you. But for example, Illinois, Minnesota, South Dakota, Florida, California, Alabama, they all have specific statutes that say there are civil remedies for the possession and or the distribution of these types of specific deepfake AI porn.
So so just to be clear, so like let's say I just wanted to like make some AI deepfake like naked pictures of, I don't know, fucking Brad Pitt, anybody.
Sure.
But it's just for me, me. But like I show it to like my friend one time, like, look at this, like look at fucking Brad fucking me, railing me from behind. She's like, oh my God. But it's just for me.
Yeah.
So no one else is like, and then somebody gets wind of it. Could that be like legally?
The first rule of deepfake porn is you do not talk about your deepfake.
But what if you hand drew it, right? Like, it's what if it?
Well, that's what I mean.
What if it was a poem? What if it was an erotic poem about like a student? It was is inappropriate, right? Or what if it was just about a person who you had a crush on? There's all these lines where it's like. It's kind of like what's the old? I'm gonna butcher this because I'm not much of a lawyer, but it was like, I think it's the definition of obscenity, where they're like, I can't tell you what it is, but I know when I see it.
It's pornography.
Yeah.
I think it was Justice Potter Stewart or something like that, or maybe that's the guy from somebody goes to Washington. But I think, I mean, you asked a question earlier when we were kind of thinking about this call, was like, you know, what if I did deepfake of like Helen Keller? And I'll say right now, the laws don't cover that because you can't be like defamed or have emotional distress as a dead person.
I did, brother. I was like, hey, I think what's going to be really interesting here is historical figures. And I was like, if you could make deepfake porn of any historical figure, who would it be? And then he like paused for a second. I was like, Helen Keller, just because I'm a comedian, not because that's what I'm into.
No, because that's what you want too.
Yeah. Just I was
so
like,
I tried to change it to someone else, and
girls.
I was like, well, what about George Washington? He's like, no. Tell me about the Helen Keller question.
George Washington, the teeth would be horrible. They'd be like horse teeth
and Helen Keller's would be better.
Better than George Washington. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. So here's I'll do one other issue, and then I think we're probably giving you some good guidance here to at least some issues, and we'll send you some lawyers who are dealing with this. But one of the issues and why I asked you about whether it was at work or not at work was not so much because of the criminal issues, because that's going to be individuals, but there are issues about negligent hiring, negligent supervision. There's all kinds of cases where people are doing things wrong on the job, and then the employer or the organization gets drawn into it. So, is everyone going to now create a new handbook that says, hey, don't do fake deep AI, fake porn, right? No, that's not going to be the standard, but it is going to be something where an organization is going to have to take it very seriously if someone's coming up with it and not just blow it off as, hey, it's no big deal, right?
And
it is a serious thing.
If you've experienced this and you're watching, you're going through this, please reach out to us. This is emerging. This will change. It could be hard to go through it. That's why we're here. We're here to help people. Caller, do you feel like you've been heard?
Yes.
Okay.
Just wanted to say Helen Keller was a eugenicist.
Okay. All right.
Game
Thank you for joining Hardly Legal. Appreciate it, brother. So, this is open to either of you as people living in LA, as comedians. Ozempic. Kind of making the rounds, I'm imagining, right? You guys have heard of it? You ever heard of it? I don't think you guys need to. Maybe more Ben.
Definitely more Ben.
Yeah, and then me and Bill, obviously, but our insurance.
I'm really thin, guys. You guys, that's what they're trying to say. Is I'm
thin.
really thin.
It's a video podcast. I can see. It's good. It's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, have you guys heard any success stories? Have you guys heard any bad stories? I guess about Ozempic. So let's talk about the bad ones.
I've heard them. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that story straight from the comedian's mouth.
I don't know people that are like, here, put it to you this way. They're like, it's making me feel nauseous. I feel sick. I'm jittery. I can't eat. I'm sweating, but I'm going to stay on it. I don't know anyone that's not going to stay on it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But I've heard a lot of people say it makes them feel ill the majority of the day.
Wow.
But they're going to stay on it.
So they're seeing results.
They're seeing
just like,
results.
If this is the pain, I'll take the gain.
And that's the thing. You hear a lot of times that it takes a few months for your body to get, used to it and adjusted to it, and then you don't feel as nauseous anymore. I'm sorry, I would just not do that because I feel like that's the worst feeling nauseous all the time.
How does Ozempic work? Does it speed up your metabolism, or does it just make you not want to eat?
We all look at the Asians.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you say.
No. It has to do with your blood sugar. That's why they use it for type 2 diabetes, right? It's your insulin.
It helps with your insulin, but it makes your digestive process slow down by making you feel more full. That's a very layman's version of it. But what is led to, there are multi-district litigation going on in Pennsylvania. So over 1,000 cases have been filed of individuals who have suffered side effects.
Stomach paralysis, right? That's
Stomach paralysis is...
There's a lawyer here. Let's get her a gavel.
Gastroparesis, and that is what we call it, stomach paralysis. So your stomach goes into this place where the muscles, instead of pushing your food along, it's just like, no, we don't need to push it along anymore, and then it gets clogged up. The other big one, which is insane, is vision loss.
What?
Vision loss. Now, I don't remember what the
can't even see how skinny you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like everyone else. You're like Helen Keller. Am I skinny? Am I not? I don't know. I can't even hear you tell me. But at the end of the day, those are the two big ones that people are really concerned about because those are the most serious. Now, people will have the nausea, and then they'll go, oh, it's okay. But anytime it gets like more painful, that's when doctors are going, oh crap, this might be a real problem, right? But, so they haven't figured out yet, is it a dosing issue? Is there a certain type of kind of precondition that these certain types of people should not take it yet? Right. But that's what the lawsuits are about.
Well, it reminds me very much of the opioid epidemic, which we now have hindsight for, right? Mm-hmm. Like when there's like Hulu documentaries, a whole bunch of things that have been made. But when they came out, they were like, hey, look, guys, it's non-habit forming painkillers. Look, it's painkillers without side effects. Right. And there's like an old industry. Go ahead.
With Ozempic, didn't they already have years and years of clinical data because it had been used for diabetes for a long time?
They had. So the first lawsuits were filed in 21. So it had already been around for a while. And the question here was the description of the side effects enough, clear enough, high enough warning? If someone's like, yeah, you might feel some stomach problems, versus you could lead, there's a
you could
substantial
go blind.
chance of going blind or having stomach paralysis or all of that. That's the big central issue. And when they were marketing it, were they talking about it enough? Because I will tell you, when we were kind of talking about these issues, I asked a few people who are on Ozempic or on Mounjaro or Zepbound or whatever they are, and they're like, my doctor never mentioned those side effects.
Right.
Which is weird.
So here's what I can tell you, though. I can tell you that even if, and I think I'm gonna go on a limb and say, 80% of those patients that went in there, mainly women. Just gonna put that out there. If the doctor did say, and came in, you could go blind, you could get stomach paralysis, they would still take it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. I do Latisse, which helps your eyelashes grow. Do you
change the eyes? I don't. But
yes, change your eyes. Yeah, it was such a small percentage, so they give you that warning. I remember them saying that everywhere. I took that risk.
It looked incredible. I looked at you and I was like, maybe she's born with it.
I know. It truly works, but it did not change my eyes. But I actually did think about it, though. I definitely thought about it before I used it, and that's just like a small thing, just the color of your eyes.
Yeah.
It's not even like a vision loss.
Wow.
But I guarantee you, there are so many people out there that don't give a shit. They just want to lose the weight.
As an analog,
And your eye colors, what is that? It's amazing.
Thank
it
you.
rare?
It's green.
It's a rare, but it's
green.
what is
Yeah, so I
green
wouldn't
is a
wanna
boring
change
way.
it.
What is it? Topaz or gray? It's a color or shade, emerald or it's a great.
Keep going. I don't know.
that's incredible. It's really
a deep cerulean.
Look, the eyes were attractive, but it's these lashes that are. It's these
seriously. But honestly, I just think there's so many people that don't give a shit.
when it comes to body image, I think you when I was in high school, I had cystic acne. It was quite bad. I had to get cortisone injections into the actual cysts. Like that was the level it was at. When I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease, I got put on a lot of heavy round of steroids my senior year. Put the Crohn's in remission, but the steroids plus pre-existing cystic acne made it go even worse. So I went to freshman year of college with very, very noticeable cystic acne on my face, and it was always something I could never treat or get rid of, and it was causing major self-confidence issues because they were boils on my face. So after looking at what my options were in terms of treatment, having gone through all of the options, retin A, peels, etc., I finally found a dermatologist who had recommended Accutane, which is, I don't know if Accutane is still prescribed at all because of all the risk for birth defects for women. But anyway, Accutane was the last thing available to me and the only real big dog that would do anything, because Accutane essentially shuts down the oil production of your face, and that would make it work. And I remember going to a couple different dermatologists who wouldn't prescribe it because one of the known side effects of Accutane was irritating Crohn's and IBD. And so I had a couple derms who were like, I'm not going to prescribe this for you. There's a known side effect of irritating Crohn's. And then I remember I went to a third dermatologist, and the second I walked in, I was like, this guy knows what's happening, because I could see pitting all over his face. Someone clearly who had dealt with far worse cystic acne.
That's like the Batman though, of dermatologists, right? Like that guy went through. He had some loss. He got into it. Like, he's like, city. Yeah.
It was clear that this must have been like 2000 I was going in, so he must have dealt with this in like the 70s or even earlier when he was in high school. And I described, the problems and honestly, like, had it gone untreated too, could have led to sustained pitting in the face as well. And he was just like, look, I'm not supposed to do this. You need to sign this saying full fucking well that this could irritate Crohn's and IBD. And ultimately he did wind up prescribing Accutane. It did clear up the cystic acne. I did come out of remission a year later, and I would still make the same decision today.
When it comes to your image, yes, the way you look.
Exactly. What's crazy is that most, if not all, antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication has as a straight up known stated side effect, depression, suicidal thoughts.
Yes.
Right. And so they're like, for some people with some DNA composition, pre-body, whatever it is, you're the way you are, it's going to go wrong. Right. So if you think, okay, in 2021, people started taking Ozempic, and that's when for years they've been taking it.
Right.
21 is when the lawsuits start, and then kind of hits the celebrity circuit around 22, gets big.
Right.
Now millions of people are taking it, and in the millions of people, we have 1,000 cases. Let's say that there are 10,000 cases and only 1,000 have sued or found a lawyer or whatever, right? Ultimately, it comes down to, would you do it, right?
Yeah.
Why do people even travel overseas for medical treatment? Because they're like, oh, I can't get it here. And they're like, but I have to get it. I have to get this. And it's my, I don't want to say my body, my choice, but it is very similar. Like, I want to take the risk because this is how I want to live.
Yeah.
There's
it's
always
a hard question.
We want to live in a free country, and we want people to have choices, right? Like, it's your choice if you eat a salad or you eat a burger. It's your choice if you go to the gym or you don't. I mean, for some people, they might get really sick and they can't go to the gym. Like, I broke my foot and I couldn't work out for like 2 years. That was really sad. Or I couldn't play basketball for like 2 years. So that was really sad. But I think the part of the problem where at least we're asking questions, right, is like, what did you know that you didn't tell? Because it's only free will if we're informed, right? And that's why I pointed out the opioid crisis, because people were told one thing: hey, this is an easy out. Hey, this isn't habit forming. And so the role for lawyers here, and we've talked to several different lawyers about this Ozempic litigation. There's some really good firms that are out there that are doing the research. They're fronting the money, and they're asking the question, hey, what did you know? Was there info out there?
Right.
And we've seen it with tobacco.
Right.
One of the biggest settlements of all time. They knew more than they were willing to let on. We saw it with the opioid. And so I think it's the time to ask questions. So I would say if you're watching this right now and you've had a weird experience with Ozempic, reach out to us. We're investigating it. It is an evolving situation.
And that could be Ozempic. It could be Zepbound or Tirzepatide. It could be Mounjaro. These are all the same GLP-1
Taco
inhibitors.
Bell. Anything causing you to lose weight.
Look, I'm going to tell you, if there isn't a class action multi-district litigation against Taco Bell, I don't know how you're going to win Ozempic. But let's ask the questions.
Appreciate it, Dorothy. We did it old-fashioned, but we got it to work. Okay, so Dorothy, we've been talking about Ozempic. We've got 4 people on, so we've got 2 lawyers. My name is Josh. I'm a lawyer.
Bill, I'm a lawyer.
And we also have Jody and we have Ben. So we've been talking today about Ozempic and how it affects people. And you have a very personal relationship with Ozempic. So tell us your story, if that's okay, or what's happened recently.
Correct. And I'm not the only one. I've had a couple of my past clients reach out and say they're having the same issues. And it was after I took the second shot, so the very minute beginning that they start you on, where you can't even feel anything, I started noticing I was having a glaze over my eyesight just a little bit. It's almost like a fog. So I was always squinting to see things that I should have been able to see. And I mentioned it to the doctor that it had prescribed, and she said, well, maybe it's the way it's compounded. Try a different one. I said, no, I don't want to try a different one. So I took the third shot, and then that was it. By then I was having daily migraines, and my eyesight had completely diminished.
Oh,
that's horrible.
So I went to the eye doctor, and they couldn't figure anything out. And I mentioned, hey, I've been taking a semaglutide. And have you ever heard of any of this? He said, well, I mean, it's a possibility. And so I was Googling it, and there was just not much out there for me to feel like I was sane and thinking the correlation was between the two. But I just got new frames. I just got new lenses. I just got new contacts. I knew my vision.
I'm blind in my left eye, and I have a condition called keratoconus. And if they didn't catch it when they caught it, I could have gone blind in both eyes. So I know how scary that is, and I'm really feeling for you, Dorothy. When you like walk me through why you even started with Ozempic. Like, did you see an ad? Did your doctor recommend it? Did you have a friend? How'd you hear about it?
I mean, everyone in our office, it felt like, was using it and having great success. So I waited, and 2 or 3 people and my coworkers had lost 20 to 30 pounds. And it looked simple. You just eat less. You don't have much of an appetite. Okay, I can deal with a little bit of a headache. No big deal. I wasn't nauseous. And, it was a quick way to get weight off. It worked for everyone, it seemed like. And I didn't want to lose that much. I just wanted to eat less. And it's what the fad was over the last 2 years. And I didn't want anything extreme.
Dorothy, when you were going to get this and you first got it, do you recall any of the marketing or talking to your doctor that, dealt with any of these issues, any of the side effects, whether it's stomach or vision or anything like that?
Just that you might be nauseous and, you'll just have less of a craving. You won't be able to eat as much. Okay, well, that doesn't sound too terrible. It's, I wanted it to be over and done in 6 months or less.
Gotcha.
So most of the things you can stick out for 6 months. And I started with the smallest amount possible. Whatever the smallest itty bitty amount was is what I started with.
Gotcha.
And same amount the next week, and didn't go up by the third week either. And, my ultimate goal was to lose 20 to 25 pounds total.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. And when I thought, okay, over time, my eyesight will change. But when I go into major fluorescent lighting like Walmart or Target superstores, it gets hazier.
Oh, no.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I was grocery shopping today, and it took me longer because I was standing in front of the canned beans. I know they're canned beans, but I can't see which ones are flavored. My face is like a foot in front of the canned beans. I'm that close to these options so that I can read it clearly.
Have you seen a doctor over the eye issue specifically, and have they given you a diagnosis?
Yes. And so I have waited the past, let's say, approximately 9 months thinking it would dissipate over time. That's what they assumed. And instead it got worse. So last month I quit being able to read the closed captions on my TV, same distance. And 2 weeks ago I was bringing my laptop that I'm on my phone and laptop 99% of the time because I'm a realtor. I was bringing it up and sitting it on my boobs. That's how close my face was to my laptop, so that I could see what I had seen the week before. So I could see the progression happening. And the haze, it's just like you're looking through smoke, just a little bit of a smoky room at all times. And so I went back to my same doctor this Saturday morning, and he was in shock because both eyes had diminished, but one had gone down by 5 degrees.
Oh my God.
That's a huge change in 9 months.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not crazy. I go, yeah, but truthfully, I've invested over $1,000 in that prescription, those glasses, my contacts, those are useless. So I got to replace all of those things again. And it's just, I'm squinting all the time, and I never have a full 100%. And so he dilated me, looked at my whole eyeball, and said, there's no damage to your eyeball itself, which I don't understand the difference, but your vision has diminished considerably.
This is Jody, Dorothy. First of all, I'm so sorry for what you're going through, because I can hear the anguish in your voice, and I can't even imagine it. We rely so much on our vision to do everything, and
it's our lives.
It's our lives, and I really feel for you, and I'm really sorry for what you're going through. Can I ask you a question though? So you only took those 3 doses. That was it.
Yep, that was it.
And the doctor
I threw away the rest.
Yes, of course. And the doctor that prescribed that to you, they're just saying we've never heard of this, or they're not any accountability, or they're just.
She's a real nice person.
Mm-hmm.
She's my hormone doctor as a woman,
mm-hmm.
and she's a very naturopathic type person,
right.
And so she's not ever pushing it on me anyway. But she said, it could be how it was compounded. We could call the clinic and get a different version.
Okay.
And I'm like, it's not worth it.
Right.
I just will never risk that because I don't know what the compounding of it is.
Of course not.
And personally, she never had it experienced by anyone else. And when I Googled it, there weren't stories out there. I didn't see anyone similar to me on YouTube or TikTok or places, because people don't want to even tell you they're on it. Just magically they're skinny, and then they'll tell you.
Yeah.
So you first have to admit you're on it, which is embarrassing until everyone's doing it.
And honestly, that is the exact reason why I'm so happy that you made the post that you did, which is how we found you, and that you're even talking to us right now. Like people don't know. They see all the positives and everything's sunny, and then, what you're going through right now it's scary. My heart is kind of like clenched up as I'm even talking to you right now. But for anyone who's watching and seeing this and they're thinking maybe I want to start it next month or maybe I want to start next week, like you're potentially saving lives. So I really, really, really want to thank you, Dorothy, for being on the show. This is kind of like why we created the show.
Yeah. And
I mean, 9 months, it got worse. So at what point are we done? I wasn't taking it those 9 months. This is 9 months after I quit taking it. Has medicine... In 6 more months, am I going to have a full other new prescription? Like where's the end?
So there's been basically all of the vision issues were kind of small at first, and then they've gotten bigger and bigger. And what they're starting to find is that there's a number of people that have existing eye conditions that are getting much worse. And this is a lot of why the lawsuits are around right now, is because some of that was not as clearly warned about or as emphasized, right? It's like, okay, there's a tiny, 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 tiny chance of this, or is it more for certain people? So, for example, if you're already kind of diabetic or pre-diabetic, you may already have lens issues. Now, they're kind of a mild problem, which is that when your blood sugar changes, your lens will change in your eye, and you'll do a little blurring, and it'll go away. Clearly, your situation is much more serious. I mean, there are cases now, there are actual lawsuits being filed over folks who have had the same condition you've had, and some have had much worse that have literally gone blind over it. And so one of the things that thank you so much for telling your story, because we know that other people are going through this and they're going to feel the same way. I just wanted to lose some pounds. Wait, everyone else in my office is doing it and they're not having any issues. Am I just crazy? Is this something else? But we're starting to see that it's real. We've done a little bit of pre-research to find some good folks to be able to send you to that have specific experience with patients that have that issue on the vision side, and they are working with doctors that actually know this in particular. So we're going to be able to send you some of those folks, and we're really thankful that you were able to call in. So let me hand you back over to Josh real quick.
Yeah. Dorothy, I just want to thank you one more time for calling. We have limited time on air, so we have to let you go for now. But I have your contact info. We're going to reach out to you and send you some more info.
Sounds great.
And I just want to say thank you, and I think we all want to thank you for telling your story, and the people at home thank you. So thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Thank you. You have a good one, too.
Okay. Bye.
Ooh.
Gosh,
I mean, that's really scary. And I hope people really, really think about that.
Pumping.
And is that...
I mean, like, she took it 3 times. You know what I mean? It's not like somebody, like, because I definitely know people that are like, well, I'll just keep going a little bit. I shook it 3 times, and I would think the same thing. Well, maybe it's gonna get better. Maybe it'll dissipate. Maybe it'll, you know what I mean? And it's getting worse, and that is frightening. And I think people really need to hear that.
Do they know what about the actual drug is chemically, physically affecting people's eyes?
So basically, it can often cause a little bit of it, and depending on if you're already pre-diabetic or diabetic, which is a lot of people who are taking the medication, right? Your eyes, basically, the shape of it is changing, and then sometimes that change will just kind of escalate. Like, it's kind of like a snowball effect to where you might not have it. And there's actually 3 different types of eye conditions.
They're like, fuck, we just meant it so you wouldn't see food.
Yeah, you're like, it's just supposed to. I mean, she's looking at the beans and it's like, not these, go to those.
Yeah,
right?
it's working.
I mean, that could have been okay.
She didn't get the beans.
Right?
I mean, it's super scary because she went to a doctor.
Yes.
It's not like she borrowed
someone that
someone
she trusted
else's.
too. She trusted this woman too.
And the first doses.
Yes.
I'm an emotional guy. I'm the most emotional one of the 2 of us.
Yes.
But this one, I almost cried a couple times because it's like, okay,
scary.
She said, I want to lose 20 or 30 pounds.
Right.
This is not like somebody who like, you watch like My 600 Pound Life, and they always have like the people who are like, they refuse to eat right. They're eating 30,000 calories. This is a woman who was like, I just wanted to lose a little weight.
Right.
And my doctor was like, this is pretty safe. And my friends, she had no idea. And that is like, that is the stuff that makes my stomach like, oh, that's so scary. Because it's like, look, if it's a different thing if she's 600 pounds and her doctors are like, you got 3 years to live if you don't do this. And she knows the risks and she takes the drug. But here she is thinking it's harmless and she's trying to use it innocently. 20 pounds is innocent.
But this is unfortunate. Unfortunately, what has to happen so that people are aware of this stuff. I'm so sad for her. There's going to be someone or the people that have lost their vision. It's going to have to happen to people like that, to people that want to lose a lot of weight, or to people that only want to lose 20 to 30 pounds. Enough so that we open our eyes and we're like, what's going on here? We need to we need to investigate more and let people know, you know what I mean, the risks before they
Right. It's like when they go to the doctor and they're like, oh, do you have an allergy to latex, to medication, to whatever, right? I mean, but every one of those questions has people who suffered or died as a result of it.
Yep.
And how can it be minimized? And that's really the big question in these lawsuits. Because when I was saying there's a couple different eye versions, right? So one of these is like this degeneration, the lens, etc. The other one is literally a stroke of the optic nerve.
Oh my God.
Like instead of a brain
terrifying.
stroke, you're having a stroke that causes blindness.
It seems like the tricky part for, the capitalism side of things is that you would think that, okay, we're discovering that this is happening in like 0.00 or 0.01% of people taking it.
Right.
So in terms of preventing that, shut it all down. No one takes any more until we know what causes that 0.01%. Or do we just keep rolling and let it happen to those?
You have to let them know the risk.
But
If
do
they know the
do
risk,
they
can
at
make
this
an
point
informed-
know what to ask
and that's
to
the
figure
question.
out if someone would have this side effect?
So they are circling around studies that are being able to do like a pretest to say like, okay, are you at a higher risk because you're going to take this, right? Like when you were describing your condition, you were like, okay, if I take this medication, I have a higher risk that my other condition will get worse. It's the same thing here. If I take this medication for weight loss or diabetes or blood sugar or whatever, is it going to trigger something else in my eye? But so many people they don't even realize, and that's the big point of the lawsuit is, did they actually say what's going on? Or even worse, is this a big tobacco situation where they said it's happening this much, but in reality it was probably happening this much? Because if someone says 0.0000001% versus 0.1%. You're starting to go, ooh, blind 0.1%. Not like changing your eye color, right?
No.
You can still see.
Yes, absolutely. And
Latex.
she did. And what's crazy is that she did Google. Most people would just go like to see if that is a side effect, and she's not seeing anything.
Right.
That's the crazy thing. So there probably are a lot of other people out there that are having the same symptoms. And their doctors are like, well, we haven't heard of it. We Googled it. It's not showing up because they're not reporting it. You know what I mean? They're not doing enough studies, and they're not educating people enough about it.
And what I would say is there's, as these lawsuits continue to get on, and this is why we've been kind of trying to find folks who are having this and get the word out about it, is because there's probably 8 different types of side effects. There's about 4 or 5 related to like the stomach paralysis types issues. Yeah. And then there's the 3 related to the vision side. But my God, of the 8 bad ones that could be there, like only being able to be, there was a lady who's like literally she can only do a liquid diet now because of the gastrointestinal issues. Another guy was like, my gastrointestinal issues were so bad I lost my job because I couldn't deal with it during the day anymore. And then that's not even talking about being blind, right? So
and if you are at home watching this, please send it to somebody if you know they're taking this drug or they're thinking about taking it. And then also, like, people deserve to know. You deserve to know.
They deserve to know. And then it's their choice.
Yeah. I came in because I wanted to lose some weight. I didn't know I could go blind.
Right.
I didn't know I could have stomach cancer.
Right.
So, guys, that's why we do this. Long episode, but thanks. It was worth it. Jody, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Ben.
As always, thank you.
love it.
I think we have to call it Hardly Ben at this point because it's you're just a fixture.
Well, then it'd be mostly Ben.
Mostly Ben.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like Ozempic. I'm good for your waistline, bad for your vision. I have no idea what that means.
We love looking at you.
Thank
All right.
Anything that we want to plug, check out? We already had your Instagram handle, everything.
Oh, you have
and
everything.
the graphics.
Yeah. I mean, you can check out my special. It's on YouTube, Decades in the Making. And
Decades
check out my
in the
eyelashes,
making,
guys.
yes.
Check out my eyelashes and my deep AI naked photos.
Hardly 2
myself.
decades.
Yes.
of making.
And Dr. Tim.
Yeah. Okay. And Ben, special 45.
Special 45, also on YouTube. Also, Jody's and mine. We're both shot at the Ice
That's
House.
Yeah, classic.
We're so excited. Yeah.
If you are watching this and you want to create AI images, just DM them to me at Ben Morrison on Instagram.
You can check out my special, Doubting Thomas, and you can check out Bill on Instagram, King Jong Bill. He's going to get there.
Kim Jong Bill. No special yet. Maybe someday.
It's coming.
That's such a
It's
good
coming.
handle, though.
It's coming. All right, guys. That's been Hardly Legal. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to be here for you when you need that cheap date.